So today's topic is percentages. So if you have time, we can discuss about simple interest and compound interest also. So as you know, it's one of the important topic because a lot of topics are connected with percentages. For example, if you take a profit or loss, or like say any questions, they will have some connection with percentages, or they will be using the concept of percentages. So that's why I think this is very important topic to start with. And it's not that hard. Once you get the grip of the basic concept, then most of the questions you get in the exam, you can easily solve the questions actually. So are you guys ready? We can start the session.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So my first question is, what do you mean by percentages? Because you might have used percentages, like many times in your daily life. For example, in colleges you might have used percentage marks, percentage attendance, or when you go for shopping you will have discount is in percentages, or profit loss is in percentages, interest is in percent. So you should have a clear idea what is mean by percentage. So if you analyze the word itself, percent, right? I'm splitting the word into two parts. Percent. Cent is nothing but it's a root word for 100. Century, right? So it's nothing but per 100 or out of 100. Per 100, or I can say out of 100. That is what it means by percentages. For example, if you're going to a shop and they're giving you 20% discount. What does that mean? 20% discount. What does that mean by 20% discount? 400 rupees. So out of 100, you're getting 20 rupees off. That's it. For every 100 rupees, you'll be getting 20% discount or 20% off. That's what it means by percentage. Okay, let's take one simple example. In your school time, out of 25, you got 20 marks. Okay, this is the mark you got. And the teacher asked you to find the corresponding percentages. What would you do? Can you tell me what would be the corresponding percentage for your mark? So out of 25, you got 20 marks. So can you tell me what would be the corresponding percentage here? You can use the chat box. I can choose one answer. See, I want, it's more about interactive sessions. Okay, it's more about discussion. So I just want you to use the chat box more effectively. It's not like me talking all the time. So just want to know your thoughts. Any doubts you have, meanwhile, you can let me know in the chat box or send a direct message. I can help you out because all these sessions are connected. So tomorrow's next session we'll be using the concept we discussed today. So that's what I'm saying. Make sure that all the concept we're discussing today it's very clear for you. Okay, so you can see that it's 80%, right? How do you calculate the percentage marks? So what you do is you multiply by 100, correct? I still remember in my school time, teacher asked you to multiply by 100 and find the percentage. So what actually we are doing is, let's say this is the percentage mark you're getting X. So if I take a step backward, so 20 by 25 is equal to, I'm just cross multiplying here and you can get X by 100. Correct? So basically you are converting the base. So you got out of 25 marks, 20, you are converting the base into 100. So out of 100, how many marks you are getting? So I hope it's very clear what do you mean by percentage. So if you calculate it also, you are getting 420 into 4 is 80%. That means out of 100, if you would have written the exam out of 100, you would have got 80 marks. So percentage is nothing but, we can say it's kind of a fraction. See, converting the base into 100, that's it. 20 into 100 into 4, 25 into 100, that is 25 into 4 will give you 100, 20 into 4 also will give you 80, that's it. So remember, percentage is nothing but it's out of 100 or converting the base into 100. Okay, let's get into one more important detail of percentage. That is, how do you find a percentage of B? So this is the first basic thing that you should understand. A percentage of B. So a percentage of B is nothing but A by 100 into B. A by 100 into B. So you should be very comfortable with this. A percentage of B, A by 100 into B. So let's calculate what about B percentage of A. Can you tell me what would be B percentage of A? It's going to be B by 100 into A. Very good. So let's see, I'm going to compare these two. Do you think they are equal or not? Let's say, can I say that A percentage of B is equal to B percentage of A? Can you say that? What's your thought? You can comment in the chat box. Do you agree with this or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
Akhil is saying no. Any other thoughts? Atira, Sarifa, all of you, please respond in the chat box. Sneha, Steve, what's your thought? Is it equal or not? A percentage of B, is it equal to B percentage of A? So you can see that most of you are saying no. But when you compare the calculation part, what is A percentage of A do? A percentage of B doing? A by 100 into B. What is B percentage of A doing? B by 100 into A. So when I compare the result, only difference here is here it is A into B. The second part it's B into A. Do you think that make any difference? For example, let's say 2 into 5 is same as 5 into 2. That will give you 10 as a result. So it's actually the same. So that's the first property or first rule that you should remember. A percentage of B is same as B percentage of A. Got it? So if someone asks, let's say, if you want to calculate 24 percentage of 50, you have the freedom to flip the numbers, right? So this is same as 50 percentage of 24. So what do you mean by 50%? 50% is half. You already know, right? 50% is half. So your answer is half of 24. That is equal to 12 is the right answer. So depending on your comfort zone, you have the freedom to flip the numbers. All of you is clear? You can note it down. A percentage of B is same as B percentage of A. Now it's time for some little bit of calculations. Okay, I'm just giving you guys 2 minutes time. So all of you can complete this 5 calculations, and once it's completed, all 5 are completed, you can just update me. Not the answer, just update me that it's completed. So that I just want to keep a track of time. So your time starts now. So you don't need to individually update the answer. Once all 5 calculations are completed, then just let me know it's completed. That's it in the chat box. Very good, Sneha. What about others? Perfect. Perfect. So I think most of you are getting the answer in time. Very good job. So I just want to teach you some shortcuts. If you, some of you might already know the shortcuts to calculate. See, these kind of calculations would be a part of your problem most of the time. Okay, so we cannot spend more time on doing this calculation. So I'm going to teach you some shortcuts to do this calculation in your mind. Let's say within 5-10 seconds you can get the answer. So if you know it, good. If you don't know it, listen carefully and use it while we are solving the problems. Okay. First question is 30% of 70. So most of the students will have a tendency to write it down. Okay, 30 by 100 into 70. Right. It's kind of they have the same tendency. Most of the students, they write it, then they cancel the zeros and they do 3 into 7, 21. There is no wrong in that. But do you think this step is necessary? You can easily avoid it, right? Because we know that two zeros will definitely get cancelled. That means your answer is nothing but 3 into 7. You can directly write it down, right? 3 into 7 is 21. So you don't need to do this step. So we can try to avoid unwanted steps. We can try to avoid. So 30% of 70 within seconds. Next step, we can say 3 into 7, 21 is going to be your answer. So can you tell me what would be 60% of 80? Can you comment on the chat box? 60% of 80 would be? All of you. So 6 into 8, that is nothing but 48 would be the right answer. Straight away, next step, all should get the answer here. So next is called, next what I'm going to teach you is called 10% base rule. Okay, 10% base rule. Because 10% of any number, it is very easy to calculate. Any number you take, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, for example, let's say I'm going to calculate 10% of a number. That is nothing but 10 by 100 into number. That means one of the zeros will get cancelled, and this is equal to the number you divide by 10. So it's very easy to divide a number by 10. Either you cancel the zero or you put a decimal point. That's it. So let's say, for example, I want to calculate 10% of 450. What would be the answer here? 10% of 450 is nothing but you take the number, divide by 10. That's it. 450 divided by 10 is 45. Within next second, you will get the answer. You don't need to think too much, right? 45. Or what would be 10% of 45? What would be the answer here? So divide 45 by 10, that is nothing but 4.5. So within seconds, you should be able to do it. So that means 10% of any number you get, you will be easily get the answer within seconds. So by using 10% as a base, we can calculate rest of the percentage like this. Let's say 20%. How do you calculate? First, you calculate 10% into 2 will give you 20%. Or if I want to calculate 30%, what do you do? First, you calculate 10% into 3 will give you 30%. Or let's say 5%. How do you calculate 5 from 10? How do you calculate 10%? By 2, right? 10%, first you find it, divide by 2 will give you 5%. That's very easy, right? Similarly, 1% of a number is also very easy to find. 1% of a number. It's nothing but you divide the number by 100, right? 1 by 100 into number. Divide by number by 100. So let's say I want to calculate 1% of 450. How do you do it? You divide the number by 100. That means you cancel two zeros or put the decimal point accordingly. Your answer would be 4.5. So you should be very comfortable with that. Dividing by 10, dividing by 100. So all of you, is it clear on this part? 10% rule? Please comment yes in the chat box. Clear, right? Perfect. So we'll be using these techniques. I'm not saying always you should do it. So whenever you feel that this shortcut will help you out to do the calculation in a much easier way, then you can do it. Okay. So second question, let's take the second one. 21% of 450. So you can do like 21 by 100 into 450 and cancel out. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it may take some time to find the common terms and cancel it. Instead of that, let's try to use 10% rule here. Okay. So what is 10% of 450? So 21% I can write as 2 into 10% plus 1%. All of you agree with that, not right? 2 into 10% plus 1%. So 10% is nothing but 45. 450 by 10 is 45. 20% would be into 2, that is 45 into 2 is 90. Plus 1% is nothing but divided by 100, 4.5. So your answer is nothing but 94.5. So you can still do this in your mind. You don't need to write it down in the paper. I just write it down to make you understand. Okay, so that's the approach that you can use it here. Is it clear for you all? Okay, so can you tell me what would be 11% of, let's say, 360? 11% of 360. All of you.
36 plus 3.6.
Perfect. See, we can split 11% as 10% plus 1%, right? And we already know what is 10%, 36. What is 1%? You divide by 100, 3.6. So 39.6. See how easy it is. Got it? Okay, let's try the third one. 19% of 360. How do you calculate? So you might think, okay, 10% plus 9% will work here, but it also take some time. Instead of that, why don't you think in this way? 20% minus 1% would be the easy way to calculate this part. 20% 1 minus 1%. That will also give you 19%. Correct? So what is 20%? 10% into 2. So 10% is 36 into 2 is nothing but 72. Minus 1% is nothing but 3.6. So your answer is nothing but 68.4 will give you the answer. That's how you calculate the third one. Got it? Okay, let's try the fourth one. 105% of 480. How do you do it? 105% of 480. Ria, can you tell me how do you calculate 105% of 480? There, Ria. Okay, anyone else? Can you tell me how do you calculate 105% of 480?
Find the 10% and divide it by 2. So that's 24. You add 24.
Can you repeat one more time?
Find 10% of 100 and divide it by 2. You get 5% and you add it. So that is plus 24. You add 24.
Yeah, perfect. So it's nothing but 100%. So I can split as see. Akhil, do we need to do 110 minus 5? Why we need to struggle for 110? Instead of that, what we can do is calculate 100% plus 5%, which will also give you 105, right? So because 100% is nothing but the same number itself. 100% of any number means the same number. So 100% of 480 is equal to 480 itself. There is no doubt about it. Plus, how do you calculate 5%? Can you tell me what is 5% of 480? Can you comment on the chat box? All of you. What is 5% of 480? 10% is 48 divided by 2. That is 5%. That is 24. So your answer is nothing but 504 would be the right answer. So all good, right? Till now. Okay, last one. 12.5% of 728. So instead of finding 10%, 2.5, it doesn't, I'm not saying that all the questions you need to use this 10% rule. Okay. Some questions you need to use, some questions you need to use a different strategy. That is nothing but percentage fraction conversion. That's very important. You should know the corresponding percentages and fractions. For example, we know that 50% is equal to half. Right? How do you convert a percentage to fraction? Very simple. Percentage, 50% is nothing but how do you convert to fraction? You divide by 100. 50 by 100, that's how you're getting 1 by 2. So convert a percentage to fraction, you divide by 100, or a fraction to percentage, you multiply by 100. Clear? So 50%, the corresponding fraction is 1 by 2. Right? So can you tell me what would be the corresponding percentage for 25? Fraction for 25%? Half of 50 is 25. That means it should be 1 by 4. 1/4. So if I take again a half, 25 again a half, you are getting 12.5%. That is nothing but 1 by 8. So this is kind of a commonly seen numbers in your exams. Okay. So 12.5, remember, if it is 1 by 8, make your calculation very easy. If I take one more time, if I divide by 2 both sides, I can say that 6.25% is nothing but 1 by 16. Half of 1 by 8 is 1 by 16. So it's easy to remember like this, taking half, 50, 25, 12.5, 6.25. So if you know this fractions and the corresponding conversions, we know that 12.5 percentage, instead of that, I can replace it as 1 by 8 into 728. This will make your calculations very easy. Straight away, you can get as 91 is the right answer. So all of you, is it clear on this part? Any doubts till now? How to calculate, how to use the shortcuts? All of you, please comment yes in the chat box if this is very clear for you. Waiting for your updates. Any doubts? Because we'll be using it throughout the problems. Okay. So I just want you guys to be very comfortable with this, so that no doubts will come the next coming sessions and today practice questions also. Okay. So these are the fractions and corresponding tables. So make a note of it if you want. So I can teach you some shortcuts. Okay. So remember, 1 is equal to 100%. That's very easy to find. So half, 50%, very easy to calculate. Again, half is 25%, 1 by 4. Again, half is 12.5. That's also very easy to find. And 1 by 10, we already know it's 10%, right? So also 1 by 5 is 20%. So it's something that you can easily remember. And also remember one thing, 1 by 3 is nothing but how much? 33.33%. It's very important. 1/3. Or it's same as 33 and 1 by 3%. It's in the term of mixed fraction. Okay. So if I double it, 2 by 3, what is the corresponding percentage? I'm multiplying by 2 here, right? So here also it will be multiplying by 66.66%. Or in terms of mixed fraction, I can write as 66 and 2 by 3%. Right? So that is, see, this is nothing but, see, how do you get this mixed fraction? The fraction, how do you convert into percentage? You multiply by 100. See, 1 by 3 into 100. That is nothing but 33 and 1 by 3. That's it. 2 by 3 into 100 is this one. That's it. And again, you can remember like this, 1 by 6. Okay, 1 by 6 is nothing but half of 1 by 3 is 1 by 6. So your percentage should be half of this. That is nothing but 16.66%. So this is also very easy to remember. 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 1 by 6. Again, I can take a half. 1 by 6, half is 1 by 12. That is nothing but 16.66. Half of that is going to be 8.33%. These values are very easy for you to remember it, right? And other than that, I would say I would recommend few fractions to remember. 1 by 7. Okay. 1 by 7 is kind of a magic number, I would say. There is a shortcut for you to remember it. 7 double of 7 is how much? 14. Point double of 14 is equal to 28. See, 1 by 7 into 100 is nothing but 14.28%. So 7 double is 14, double of 14 is 28. So remember this fraction table because it will save a lot of time for calculation, because we don't have time at the exam to calculate 1 by 7 into 100, right? If you remember these things, it will really help you out in a lot of ways. And one more connection I would like to say is 1 by 9 and 1 by 11. They're kind of a couple, okay? 1 by 9 and 1 by 11. So 1 by 11, the corresponding percentage is equal to 9.09%. Okay, 1 by 11 into 100 is nothing but 9.09%. Similarly, 1 by 9 is equal to 11.11%. Easy to remember. They're kind of a couple. You can remember 9 and 11 connected. 1 by 11 is 9.09. 1 by 9 is 11.11. So all of you, is it clear with the percentage fraction conversion? Okay, we can note this down. It's important. Okay, this is one of the previous year question for you. So I don't want you guys to do any calculations. Do read the question, do the calculation in your mind, and get me the answer here. You can use the chat box to get your answer, like post your answer. So I don't want you to do any calculation with your pen and paper. Okay, read the question, analyze it, do the calculation in your mind, and get the answer. It's from the previous year CSAT paper, so no worries on this. Waiting for others to comment. So all of you are request to comment your answer in the chat box. Perfect. So all of you, you are getting option C. I can see around 5 people got the answer. Okay. So let's analyze the question here. So it's kind of a example question, I would say. How to use whatever we learned in the just now. How to you apply in the question. That's very important, right? How do you apply in the real question paper? How do you apply all the concepts we learned? That's very important. So here you have a split of expenditure of family A and family B is given, correct? One second. So you have expenditure of family A is 20,000 per month. Family B, the total expenditure is 1 lakh per month, right? So from this chart, we can conclude that family A spend more money on food. So you're comparing the food of family A and family B, right? Here also, family B spend more money on food. Family A and B spend same amount of money on food. The expenditure on food by family A and B cannot be compared. So it's all about food, right? So can you tell me family A, how much amount they are spending on food without no calculation? Let me know 50% of what 20,000 is nothing but how much, what is the amount? 10,000, right? 10,000, right? This is for family A. What about family B? Food is 10 percentage of 1 lakh. That is you divide by 10. That is nothing but again you got about 10,000. So that means option C would be the right answer in this case. See, that's where you can use the base rule, right? 10% is very easy to find. And we know fraction 50% is half. Half of 20,000 is 10,000. 10% means you divide by 10. Divide by 10 is 10,000 only. Both of them are same. That means they're same amount on food. All of you, is it clear? Those who didn't get the answer? Okay. So am I going a bit fast? Let me know. Do you want me to slow it down? Tell me your thoughts. Do you want me to slow it down, or this pace is okay for you? Or let me know your thoughts in the chat box. So I want all of you to comment. Because it's my first time taking class for you, right? So I just want to know how do you find it. Okay, perfect. So I think Srishti, it's fine. I can slow it down for you a bit. So let me know wherever you find it difficult. Let me know. You can send me a direct message. I can help you out also. Okay. So next is the wording of the questions that you get is very important. Okay. For example, read the first statement. 18 is 33 and 1 by 3 percentage of what number? Can you find the number here? All of you. How do you frame the equation here? 18 is 33 and 1 by third percentage of what number? So how do you frame the equation here? All of you. 18 is equal to, is means equal to 33 and 1 by third percentage of a number, let's say x. So this is how you frame the equation. 18 is equal to 33 and 1 by third percentage of x. So how do you calculate x here? How do you calculate x here? All of you, can you calculate x? Find x. 18 is 33 and 1 by 3 percentage of x. I can see many of you getting 54. So this is where you can apply the percentage conversion table, right? Percentage fraction conversion table. So can you tell me what is the corresponding fraction for 33 and 1 by 3 percentage? All of you remember? Please comment in the chat box. All of you, Steve, Varun, Nandu, Atira, Srishti, what do you think? 33 and 1 by 3 percent is 1/3. So if you remember the fraction, you can clearly write as 18 is equal to 1/3 of x. Right, that's a very important. That's why I'm telling that fraction table is very important. Okay, so from this I can cross multiply it and find the value of x. So x is equal to 18 into 3, or I can say 54 would be the right answer in this case. So first important thing is read the statement very carefully and try to find out how they are worded, how to form the equation out of it, what you are supposed to find. Okay, see, this is the second one. Try this out. 18 is what percentage of 54? How would you frame the equation here? 18 is what percentage of 54? So here you are asked to find, this is your base value, right, of 54. You're comparing 18 is what percentage of 54? Your answer is nothing but 18 by 54 into 100, correct? This is how do you frame it. 18 is what percentage of 50? We need to find the percentage. 18 by 54 into 100. Here already you know the percentage. Here you need to find the percentage. So 18 by 54. So 54 is a base value of, you're comparing with 54. 18 is what percentage? So 18 by 54 into 100, that is same as 1/3 of 100. That is 33.33 percentage would be the right answer. All good? All of you comfortable here with the two statements? Okay. This is another question for you. All of you give it a try. I'm just giving you guys 1 minute time. So once you get the answer, you can comment in the chat box. So you can see only 3 of you mark your answer. Others, Okay, let me call one of you to answer it. Steve, can you tell me how do you solve this question? Steve, are you there?
Yes, sir. So what I did is I did 12 by 100 into x is equal to 9. I'm not sure if it's...
Okay, no worries. It's kind of a discussion, no problem in that. Okay, so 12 by 100 into x is equal to 9. Okay,
So then I did x is equal to 9 into 100 by 12.
and you found the value for x. What is the value for x?
45.
Is it 45?
No.
I think it's 75, no?
75.
Yep.
Yeah.
75.
So next, what you do was, next you need to find 44 percentage of the number,
75.
right? So 44 percentage of 75. That means again you can do the calculation here. 3 times 4, that is equal to 11. 11 3s are 33. Correct? Good. So all of you agree with the step here? Correct. So my question here is, see, you did nobody here asked you to find x, right? So my question is, do you actually need to find x to get the answer? That's my next question. Because it's given 12% of a number is 9, you are asked to find 44% of the number. Nobody asked you to find the number, but we found it, then you found 44% of the number, right? My question is here, do you need to actually find x here? So if you analyze it properly, actually this step that you did is actually you don't need. This is a common kind of a question you can get in the paper. Okay, so remember this step, it can help you also save some time of calculation. See, it's given 12% of a number is 9, so I can say that 12 percentage of number, let's say x is equal to 9, and we are asked to find 44 percentage of x. That's it. So here in this calculation, you don't need to find x here. So can you tell me what is 1% of x? What would be 1% of x? If 12% of x is 9, can you tell me what is 1% of x? 9 by 12 would be the answer. Right? Divide by 12 give you 1%. So 44% is nothing but 9 by 12 into 44. Directly you can do the calculation here and get the answer. So this is nothing but 3 times 4, here calculation 11. 3 into 11 is 33 is the correct answer. I'm not saying this is wrong, this is right only, but if you use this step, you can directly get the answer within seconds. Get my point, all of you? So very simple, you are asked to find 44% of the number, right? So what is 1% of a number? 12% is 9. So can you tell me what is 1%? 9 by 12. Priya, this part, is it clear for you? 1% of a number?
Yes, sir.
So you are asked to find 44%. 1% is this. 44 will be what into 44, that's it. This will give you the answer. You don't need to find, just one step is enough to get the answer here. All of you got it clear, right? Explanation is clear for you all. Okay, let me give you another example. Let's say once again, let's say 24 percentage of a number is equal to, let's say, 50. Can you tell me what would be 60% of the number? All of you. Can you find it for me? If 24% of a number is 50, can you find 60% of a number?
30.
So it's nothing but 50 by 24 into 60. That's it. 1% is 50 by 24. 60% would be into 60. You do the calculation, get the answer. So 12 into 2 is 24. 12 into 5 is 60. Correct? So you can again cancel it out. This is 25. So 25 into 5 is 125 would be the correct answer. Got it, all of you? Is it clear? This method is clear for you? Any doubts? Let me know. Okay, try this out then. This is also a previous year question. So try to get the answer here. I'm just giving you guys 1 minute. It's a 2 minutes. You can see many answers coming up. Last 20 seconds. Any more answers? Okay. So let's analyze this question. Raju has 900 rupees with him and he wants to buy a mobile handset. He finds that he has only 75% of the amount required. So let's say amount required to buy the handset BX. So he is having only 75% of X with him. That is nothing but 900. So this is the equation that you should frame from the statement here. He's having 9,000 rupees. That is nothing but 75% of the total amount. So let's say X is equal to this one. So you need to find X here. So 75% is nothing but 3 by 4, right? 3 by 4 into X is equal to 9,000. Or you can simplify here. This is nothing but 3,000 or X is equal to 3 into 4, 12,000. So 12,000 is the total cost of the mobile phone. So even if he borrowed 2,000 from a friend, he's having only how much? 9K plus 2K, he's having only 11K. That means he is still in shortage of money to buy the phone. So option A would be the correct answer in this case. Raju still does not have enough money to buy the handset. All of you, is it clear on this? So very important, how do you frame the equations are very important on this. Okay, let's move to the next important part is percentage increase and decrease. Okay, this is very important, percentage increase and decrease. For example, I'm giving you a simple example to explain this concept. I'm a bookseller. Okay, I'm a bookseller. In the month of December, I sold 800 books. In month of Jan, I sold 900 books. Okay, so can you tell me what is the percentage increase in my sales? What is the percentage increase in my sales? How do you calculate percentage increase in my sales from December to January? So remember that percentage increase is nothing but value change or value increase. Okay. So percentage increase, I can say value increase by initial value into 100. This is very important. Initial value. You are comparing with the initial value. So here, what is the value increase or value change here from December to January? Your sale is increased by 100 books, right? So value change is 100. And can you comment on the chat box? What would be the initial value here? What would be the initial value here? That is the value you are starting with. So is it 800 or 900 is your initial value? Waiting for your updates.
Sir,
800,
800.
sir.
800, right? This is where you start with. So 800 is your initial value. So 100 by 800 into 100. That is nothing but 1 by 8 into 100. So 1 by 8, remember what is the corresponding percentage? 1 by 8 into 100. Can you comment on the chat box? All of you. 1 by 8. We can see 2 of you responding. All of you remember what is
Sir,
1 by 8
12.
and respond in the chat box. 12.5 percentage. Right. So 12.5 percentage is the right answer here. Got it? So remember, if you are asked to find the percentage increase or decrease, understand what is the initial value, what is the final value, what is the value change by initial value into 100. So you're comparing with the initial value, how much it is increased, what percentage of it is increased. Clear? Okay, let's consider percentage decrease. Let's say my sales in January is 900 and in Feb it got decreased to 800. Okay, can you find what is the percentage decrease in this case? Now it's your turn. You can comment in the chat box. What would be the percentage decrease? Or let me call someone of you to answer this. Renu, can you tell me how do you calculate the percentage decrease here? Renu, are you there? Renu? Okay. Sarifa, are you there, Sarifa? Okay, you guys are there or not? I'm waiting for your response. Okay, so I'm getting the answer here. Most of you are getting. So let me know, like if you are calling your name, let me please respond. So it's more about interaction. Otherwise, I'm just talking like all one way talking. It's kind of boring sometimes. So I just want to do some interactions in between. So that's why I'm calling your name and asking your thoughts on that question. Okay. So kindly respond in that case. So percentage decrease, I can see most of you got the answer in the chat box. So what's the value change here? Decrease 900 to 800. It's 100 decreased. What's the initial value? 900, right? Into 100. That is nothing but 1 by 9 into 100. Remember, 1 by 9, what's the corresponding percentage? 9 and 11 are couples. 11.11 percentage will give you the answer. Okay. So now it's a turn for a question. Simple question. Let's say there are 3 apple in the basket and I'm adding one more apple to it. So now you have 4 apples in the basket. So what's the percentage increase in the apples? We have 20 seconds to comment in the chat box. You have 3 apples in the basket. You're adding one more to it. What's the percentage increase? Perfect. So value change is nothing but initially you have 3 apple, then you are increased to 4. 1 by 3 into 100 would be the correct answer. But 1 by 3 is 33.33. Okay. Next is percentage less and more. Okay. Let's say there are 2 values. A, this is value of A, and you have value of B is equal to 11. Okay. So in your question, these values could be the salary of a person in this month, it's salary of the neighbor. B would be the salary of the neighbor. So it could be any value, but the basic concept is nothing but you're comparing 2 quantities. Okay. Percentage less and more. My question here is A is what percentage less than B? That's the first question. A is what percentage less than B. Second question is B is what percentage more than A? So let's take the first one. A is what percentage less than B? That is nothing but 9. I can reframe it as 9 is what percentage less than 11. How do you do it? Any thoughts? Any answer? 9 is what percentage less than 11? Okay. Anyone of you know this to calculate?
Sir, is this not 9 by 11 into 100?
No. So it is 9 by 11 into 100 is when 9 is what percentage of 11? You get my point? The wording is very important. If the question is 9 is what percentage of 11, it's 9 by 11 into 100. But here it's 9 is what percentage less than 11.
So is
Sir,
it then 3 by 11 into 100?
Is it 3 difference?
Oh, 2, correct. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's correct. So remember this part, percentage less or more is nothing but value less or more by base value into 100. Right? So 9 is what percentage less than 11. So remember in your question, it could be any data they can ask you to compare. Okay. So 9 is what percent less than 11. So what is the value less? Percentage less is equal to what is value? 9 is how much less than 11? 2, right? So next is base value. What is the base value here? Some of you might be confused whether it's 2 by 9 into 100 or it is 2 by 11 into 100. So base value, there is a shortcut that I can tell you here. How do you identify the base value? Whatever comes after less than, that is whatever comes after less than, that's what you are comparing with. This is your base value. So your answer is nothing but base value is 11, 2 by 11 into 100. So can you tell me what is 2 by 11 into 100? If you remember the fraction, you can easily get the answer here. What is 1 by 11 into 100? Remember 1 by 11 into 100 is 9.09. So 2 by 11 into 100 is nothing but into 2, that is equal to 18.18 percentage. So I don't want you guys to calculate at that time. Okay. So remember the fractions. 1 by 11, 9.09 into 2 will give you 2 by 11. So 18.18. All of you agree with that, right? So now it's your turn to find it. B is what percentage more than A? Can you get me the answer in the chat box? B is what percentage more than A? So very good job. Value more is nothing but 2, right? 11 is what percentage more than 9? Value more is 2, but base value is nothing but what is the base value? More than A. A is the base value. So you're comparing it by 9. So 2 by 9 into 100. So 1 by 9, we already know 11.11. So 2 by 9 is nothing but 22.22 percentage will give you the right answer. All of you, is it clear? Percentage less, more, it's very important. So please type yes in the chat box if it's clear with the concepts. So you can see 2 people. I want all 13 of you to respond here. Okay. So this is a question. It's also a previous year question. So I want you guys to apply whatever you learn here in this case. Okay. Let's say before this, I want you to solve this. After that, we can go to the question. Okay. Percentage greater than less than. This is also very important. So some of the question could be A is 10 percentage or A is 10 percentage more than B. How do you frame this scenario? A is 10 percentage more than B. Or I can say that, let's say A is 10 percentage less than B. How do you frame these wordings, statements? A is 10% more than B. So it clearly means A is equal to B plus 10 percentage of B. All of you agree or not? More than B. So
Yes,
B
sir.
plus 10 percentage of B, right? So some of you might be doing like this, B plus, then they take 10 by 100 into B, correct? Then you take the LCM of this. So you have 100 common. It becomes 10B, 100B plus 10B, that is equal to 110B by 100. Correct? All of you agree with this or not? So next time onwards, I don't want you to do this calculation. It's not necessary here. This calculation what we did, right? It's in school time. Yes, agree. You need to do this much of calculation step by step because every step there is a mark. But here, nobody's bothered about how to calculate. Okay? Only what matters is whether you get the answer or not. So clearly we can say that. See, B is very simple. A is equal to B plus 10% of B. Correct? This is what it means. So B by default means what? 100%. 100% is B. You are adding 10% to it. So clearly we can form it as A is equal to 110% of B. Got it? Or this is same as 110 by 100 into B. Or this is same as 11 by 10 of B. It's all up to you. But don't write in the decimal form. This will take a lot of calculation wise, it will be very complicated. So don't do it. So either you represent them in the fraction or percentage. So A is equal to 110% of B. All of you is clear on this part? So straight away, you should be able to write this form. If A is 10% more than B, it's nothing but 110% of B. Or it's same as B plus 10% of B. That's it. Okay. What about here then? A is 10% less than B. How do you frame the equation? So let me call someone to answer this. Let's say, Atira, are you there, Atira? Atira? Can you please unmute and tell me how do you calculate this? A is 10% less than B. Okay, I think she is not there. Anyone else? How do you calculate this? A is 10% less than B. Very good, Ria. That's the right answer. So A is equal to 10% less than B. So it's nothing but B minus 10% of B, right? So this is equal to, I can say, B is 100% by default. You are subtracting 10% of it. If you remove 10% from 100%, what is the remaining? 90% of B. Or you can reframe it as 90 by 100 of B. Or it is same as 9 by 10 fraction form, 9 by 10 of B. So all of you, is it clear how to calculate percentage greater, percentage less? Because we'll be using it quite often in the question. So I don't want you to spend so much time on the stepwise. So directly within seconds, you should be able to reach out this point or this one. Okay. Now it's time to solve some questions here. All of you, give it a try. It's a previous year question. Okay, CSAT paper, previous year. So I'm giving you guys 2 minutes time. Since it's just starting, I'm giving you 2 minutes time. So make sure you get the right answer. And you can update in the chat box. So I think two of you get the answer. Any more answers here? So Deepshika, can you explain how do you approach, how do you get the answer? 10%? I can't hear you. Can you all hear me? Okay, it's okay. I think it's some audio issues. I cannot hear you. Okay, no worries. Let's try this out. 10% is the right answer. So how do you approach this question? That's my first thing. So there are two ways you can do this question. Okay. First is by using variables. Second one is by using plugging in values. That's also one of the good approach that you can use in most of the questions in percentages. Okay. Let's start with the normal method, conventional method to solve it. So there are three numbers, right? You have X, you have Y, and Z. So X and Y are respectively 20% and 28% less than the number Z. So I can say that Y, X is nothing but 20% less than Z. So can I write as 80% of Z? All of you agree? 80% of Z. And Y is equal to 28% less means what? 100 minus 28 is equal to 72% of Z. And my question here is, by what percentage is Y less than X? So I can see that if I use a formula, I know that percentage less is equal to value less by base value into 100. You already know this, right? So what's the value less? The difference. That is equal to 80 by 100 of Z minus 72 by 100 of Z. That's a difference by base value. You are comparing with X less than. Correct. So yeah, this is your base value. X is the base value, right? So by 80 by 100 of Z into 100. That's your answer. That is equal to, it's nothing but 8 by 100 of Z by 80 by 100 of Z into 100. So I can cross eliminate these two options. This is nothing but 10. You can cancel it out. You are getting 10%. So this is the conventional method to get the answer. I don't say that you should follow this. Okay, just take it. It's okay, but it still takes a lot of time. So this part is very important. You should be able to figure out X is equal to 80% of Z and Y is to 72% of it. Difference is 8. Okay. So, or instead of that fractions, if you write them in terms of, let's say, percentage, it's more easy. So X is equal to 20% less than Z. I can say 80% of Z and Y is equal to 72% of Z. Now it's more easy because you avoid fraction that is equal to, the difference is equal to how much? 8% of Z. Base value, X is the base value, 80% of Z is the base value into 100. This is also fine. You can easily get the answer, right? You can cancel it out. This is nothing but 10, divide it out, 10% would be the right answer. So this is the conventional method that you can use it to get the answer. All of you, is it clear with this approach? Please type yes in the chat box if it's clear. I can see only 2 of you responded. Others, is it clear? Any doubts? Let me know. So next is plugging in approach. Okay, you're plugging in values. See, we know that X is connected with Z. Y is also connected with Z. So I'm assuming a value for Z. Let's say it is 100. So why we are assuming 100? Because any percentage of 100 is same number itself. I'm sorry. Because 20% of 100 is 20. 35% of 100 is 35. 58% of 100 is 58. So any percentage of 100 is same number itself. That's a property of 100. So that's why in percentage related problems, it's better you start with 100. So I'm assuming Z is equal to 100. So can you tell me if Z is 100, what's the value of X? What's the value of X? All of you tell, comment on the chat box. What would be the value of X? 20% less than 100.
80, sir.
80. Correct? 20% less than 100 is nothing but 80% of 100. See, 80% of 100 is nothing but 80 itself. Or 100 minus 20% of 100, right? This is what we're doing it. 20% less, 100 minus 20% of 100. 20% of 100, we already know the value, it's 20 itself. So 100 minus 20 is 8. So can you comment on the chat box? What would be the value of Y then? All of you please comment in the chat box. What would be the value of Y? 28% less than Z. That means you are subtracting 28 from 100. That is 72. Now you are having two values and you just need to compare. The number Y is what percentage less than X. So you are asked to find 72 is what percentage less than 80. Now it's very easy, right? 72 is what percentage less than 80. The percentage less is nothing but, what is the value less? 72 is how much less than 80? 8. What's the base value? Less than. Whatever comes after than, that's the base value. 80 is your base value. So 8 by 80 into 100 will give you the answer. That is nothing but 1 by 10 into 100, 10%. You easily get the answer. So this is what I said. When you plug in values, it's more easy and you get the answer within a minute. So all of you, is it clear with the plug-in value method? So why do you start with Z? That's my first question. Why do you start with Z? Because X and Y are connected, dependent on Z. It's connected with Z. That's why I start with Z. So if you assume value for Z, you can get the value for X. You can get the value for Y. Okay, let's try the next one. So just kind of a quick revision here. X is 15% less than 60. So you can write as, either way, you can write as 85% of 60. I hope it is very clear for you, right? 15% less means 85% of 60. Or you can write as X is equal to 60 minus 15% of 60. That's also correct. What is 15% of 60? Can you comment on the chat box? 10% is how much? 15 would be how much? %, of 60. 10% is you divide by 10, 6. 5% is half of it, 3. 6, 15 would be 9. So 60 by 9 minus 9, that is equal to 51. Either way around, it's correct only. 85% of 60 or 60 minus 9, that's also correct. Got it? Okay, can you tell me what is the cost of the TV here? Find the cost of the TV. Or the price of the TV. So remember to use the fractions whenever needed, okay? You should decide, okay, 12.5%. What do you mean by 12.5%? 1 by 8. You can use it here, right? So clearly there are multiple ways you can reframe it, okay? Cost of the TV is equal to 12.5% more than 80. So I can say that 112.5% of 80. This is one way you can solve it, right? Or this is same as 12.5% is 1 by 8, right? So I can say that 80 plus 1 by 8 of 80 is what? 1 by 8 of 80 is $10 more. That's it. This is also 90. So this is also correct. This is also solve it, you get the answer. Or you can say that 9 by 8 of 80. That's also correct. Because see, 1 by 8 more. So 9 by 8. 12.5% by 100 is nothing but 9 by 8. Either way around, you can solve it. But you should be very comfortable and confident to play with these numbers. Good? All clear, all of you? Okay. So it's another question for you. So any answers? Okay. So I can see that very few of you got the answer. Do you need more time for this? Okay, listen here. In an examination, A has scored 20 marks more than B. So difference between A and B is 20 marks. Clear? If B has scored 5% less marks than A, that means can I say the difference between A and B is 20? That is equal to how much? The difference in terms of percentage, can I say it's going to be equal to 5% of A? Do you agree with this or not? So this is the equation that you should frame, right? Because difference between A and B is nothing but what? 20 marks. A is having 20 marks more than B. That is same as because B scored 5% less than A means less than A. You are comparing with A here. Correct? That's very important. 5% of A. So from here, you can straight away find the value of A, right? So 20 is equal to, let's say, or 5 by 100 of A. Correct? Or you can simplify this is 4 times or A is equal to 400. You got the value of A. What you were asked to find? Value of B. So remember, always go through what they're asking the question. So 400 is actually the trap answer, 400. So A, what's the value of B? That's what they are asked. So A got 20 marks more than B. So value of B is going to be 380 would be the answer here. Option B is actually the right answer. So how you frame this equation, that's very important. A scored 20 marks more than B. So 20 is equal to 5% of it. The difference in terms of percentage is 5%. So you can equate both. And from that, you can figure it out A. And once you get A, you are asked to find B, that is 20 less. So 400 minus 20, 380 would be the right answer. All of you, is it clear on how to approach this question? Please comment yes in the chat box if it's very clear for you. So whenever you get a question, read it carefully. What are the equations you can compare with? That's what you need to check. Because right now you are kind of comfortable with percentages. Okay, you can use whatever concept we learned in the equations. Okay. Okay, try this out. All of you. I'm giving you guys 2 minutes time. Any more answers? What is the percentage of gravel in the concrete when 4 batches are mixed together? That's a question here. Okay, let me help you with this. Any answers, any one of you? Okay, so no problem at all. So let's take batch A. Batch A, what's the weight? 1000 kilogram. And 30% gravel by weight. What is 30% of 1000? What would be 30% of 1000? 10% is 100. So 30% 300. So you don't need to do any calculation. Straight away, you should be able to find that 300 kilogram will be gravel in A. Okay, next is B, batch B. Batch B is twice the weight of batch A. So it's going to be 2000 and have 40% of gravel by weight. 40% of 2000 is nothing but 10% is 200. So 40% means into 4, that is 800. Next is C. C weights 25% less than batch B. 25% means what? 1/4. 1/4 of 2000 is 500. right? Quarter, 500. 500 less. That means you subtracted 1,500. And 50% gravel. 50% means what? Half of it. So it's going to be 750 is the amount of gravel here. Then the last one is batch D contain half of the weight of batch A. Half of means 1000, half is 500 and contains 60% gravel. Correct? 60% of 500 is nothing but 60 into 5, 300. So those calculations you'd be pretty fast. You don't need to write anything on the paper to calculate this, right? So all good. Correct? Yeah. So question is what percent of gravel in the concrete when for? So you need to find how many gravel are there by total weight into 100. This is what you are asked to find. So clearly we can say 300, 700 is 1050. 1050 plus 1100. It's going to be 2150 by total weight is 3000 plus 2000, 5000 into 100. This will give you the answer. So clearly you can eliminate this out. Your answer is nothing but 43% would be the right answer. Option B will give you the right answer. All of you, is it clear? So this is the best way to do this calculation. So that's it. Any doubts? Let me know. Shall we go to the next one? Others, is it clear? Shall we move to the next one? Kindly respond if it's clear for you. Okay. So next important topic here is successive increase and decrease. So previous case what we discussed was the percentage it's increased by 10%. That's it. Or decrease it by 10 or 20%. Only one time. Successive means it increased or decreased more than one successively, one after the another, right? So let's say I'm just giving you an example. X is increased by 10%. I know that when X is increased by 10%, it becomes 110% of X. All of you agree, right? When X is increased by 10%, it becomes 110% of X or 110 by 100 of X. Clear? So this is the value in hand. So successive increase means this is again increased by, let's say, 10%. So it becomes what? This value becomes again increased by 10%. It becomes 110%. So again multiply by 110 by 100. That's it. Or if it is again increased by, let's say, 20%, what you need to do, this is the current value right now in hand. This value is increased by 20%. So this value becomes 120%. So into 120 by 100. So again, if this value is decreased by, let's say, 30%, how do you do? What do you do? So this is the value right now in hand. And this value is actually decreased by 30. That means the current value, the box, the inside the outside box, the final value, it becomes 70% because it decreased by 10% becomes what? 70% of whatever value it is, it becomes that. So all of you, is it clear on how to calculate the percentage increase, decrease correspondingly, successively? Got it? So one more time I will explain. Let's say X is increased by 10%, then it's decreased by 20%, then increased by 30%. How do you manage this? So it's very simple. You have value X, it's increased by 10% it becomes 110%. Now you have this value. This is actually decreased by 20%. So this becomes 20% decrease, 80%. So into 80 by 100. Then this is the value right now we have in hand. This is increased by 30% becomes 130 by 100. So you don't need to actually write the bracket, doesn't matter. So this is equal to X into 110 by 100 into 80 by 100 into 130 by 100 will give you the answer. Clear for you all how to deal with successive increase, decrease? Okay. So let's say, for example, X is increased by 10%, and increased by 20%. So I know the final form will be x into 110 by 100 into 120 by 100. Correct? So I'm going to find what is the effective. Right now you are increasing it by 2 times, right? You're increasing it by 10%, then you are increasing it by 20%. What is the effective percentage increase that's happening? That's my question. What is the overall percentage increase? Instead of doing 2 times, what is the overall percentage increase happening when you do increase it 2 times? Okay, so how do you gonna find it? Okay, one way to do it is you can assume a value. Initially, x is equal to 100. Okay, x is equal to 100. Then what happens is x is increased by 10%. What is 10% of 100? It is nothing but 10. You are adding 10 to it. Now you have 110. Now what's happening is this value is increased by 20%. That means what is 20% of 110? 10% is 11. So 20% would be 22. So you're adding 20 to it, that is equal to 132. So the initial value is 100 and the final value after 2 changes is 132. So can you tell me what is the overall percentage increase here? The overall percentage increase would be from 100, it got increased to 132. So percentage increase is equal to, what's the value change? 100 to 132. 32 is the value change. By initial value is 100 into 100. That is nothing but 32% increase. So instead of increasing it by 10% and increasing it by 20%, this is same as you are increasing it by 32%. It's not 10 plus 20, it's not 30, it is 32. Because here you are adding 20% of 110. That's the difference you have. So all of you, is it clear? How do you get 32? So there is a formula that you can use to get this effective percentage change. Okay, there is a formula that you can use. That is nothing but plus x plus y plus xy by 100. This is the formula. You can note it down. This is a formula you can use. And this plus sign represent, if it is an increase, you add plus to it. Okay, that's it. The sign will represent whether it's increase or decrease. Okay, so x plus y plus xy by 100. This will give you the combined overall rate increase or change, percentage change of whatever changes you have for 2 values. Okay, only for 2 changes we can use it, not for 3, only for 2 changes. So here this equation becomes 10 plus, instead of x is 10 and y is the other percentage change, that is 20. So 10 plus 20 plus 10 into 20 by 100. So this is nothing but zeros will get cancelled. 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 plus 2, 32%. So this is the right answer. So it's the same. See, instead of assuming value 100, you can easily use the formula x plus y plus xy by 100. So this sign represent, because they are increased, that's why it's a plus sign. All of you, is it clear on this part? Okay, so it's a question for you. Let's say the value is increased by 20%, then it's increased by 30%. Can you find the effective change of these 2 percentage changes? All of you, can you use the formula and get the answer?
Sir, 56%.
So it becomes 20 plus 30 plus 20 into 30 by 2, that is 6. Your answer is 56% increase. That's the right answer. So if you take a value also, you will get the same. Okay, if you are assuming 100, you are increasing it by 20%, it becomes, you are adding 20% to it, you are getting 120. And let's say you are adding 30% to it. What is 30% of 120? 10% is 12 into 3, 36. You are adding it, you are getting 156. See, from 100 it could increase to 156. Okay, my next question is, if you change the order, let's say instead of this I'm increasing it by 30%, then I'm increasing it by 20%. Do you think it matters?
No, sir.
Do you think it matters? Because if you remember the formula, see what is the formula wise for it? It's x into 120 by 100 into 130 by 100, right? That's it. So here it becomes, you are increasing it by 30% first, that is x into 130 by 100 into 120 by 100. That's it. The order change, that's it. But the final value is going to be the same, right? Let's take an example. Let's say 100. You are adding 30% to it. What is 30% of 100? 30. You are adding 30 to it. 130. Now you are adding 20% to it, right? What is 20% of 30? 130. 10% is 13 into 2, 26. So you still get the final answer the same. So remember, in successive increase or decrease, whatever it is, the order doesn't matter at all. All of you is clear on this part? Any doubts any one of you have on this? So what I was trying to say, for example, let's say when x is increased by 10%, then it's decreased by 20%, okay? Or when x is decreased by 20%, I'm changing the order and then increased by 10%. The value will be the same. The final value is the same. The order doesn't matter. Because when you write down the formula wise, it becomes x into 10% increase, 110 by 100. Then if you are decreasing it by 20% means into 80 by 100. This is the formula wise what you're doing, correct? So this is same as here. It's what you're doing is first you have to decrease by 20%, becomes 80 by 100 into increase by 10% into 110 by 100. See, only thing is that this order changes. That's it. But the calculation, the product is going to be the same one. So that's one thing I want to say. So can you tell me what is the effective change of 10% increase? Then you decrease by 10%. What is going to be the overall change? All of you comment your thought on the answer. What would be the overall change? So do you think it will be 0%? Some of you might think, right? I increase by 10%, then I decrease by 10%. So it will be 0% change, right? It will come back to the same value. Do you think so? I think some of you will definitely think in that way, right? That's not true. Because you take a number. So in case if you are confused, take a number, okay? 100. It increased by 10%. That means you are adding 10% to it. You are adding 10 to it. You are 110. Now you are decreasing it by 10% of 110. That's a difference you are having. That means you are decreasing it by 10%. What is 10% of 110? It's nothing but 11. You're decreasing it by 11. You're getting back 99, not 100. So actually the effective change is nothing but 1% decrease is the effective change. 1% decrease from 100, it got decreased to 99. All of you is clear? 100%, 10% increase, you are getting 110, and 10% decrease. What is 10% of 110? 11, you are decreasing it, you are getting 19. So if you use the formula, remember x, y. So one is increase, so I put plus. Other is decrease, minus. The product is nothing but x into y is becomes negative. So remember the product, the sign of the product is also important. Plus into minus will be negative. So this is a formula you can use to find the percentage, effective percentage change. So this is same as 10 minus 10 minus 10 into 10 by 100. So these two will get cancelled. So this is same as minus 1%. What do you mean by minus? 1% decrease would give you the answer. All of you is it clear? Okay. Last one more thing, then we can move to the questions. If you're going to a shop, you're getting 10% discount. That means you're reducing it by 10% discount. Again, you are getting a 20% discount. You're getting two discounts. What is the overall change here? What is the overall discount you got? Overall percentage discount you got. You remember the formula? Decrease means both the signs will be negative. Or in case if you are confused, you can take a number. Assume a number 100. Okay. It is decreased by 10%, or you are getting a 10% discount. That means minus 10. 10% of 900 is 10. You decrease it. You are getting 90. Now you are applying 90. You are 20% discount. You are getting on 90. What is 20% of 90? 18. You are getting a discount. So subtract 18 from it. You are getting 72. So from 100, it got decreased to 72. That means what is the percentage decrease? 28% decrease. Are you getting my point? So in case if you're confused, directly plug in 100 and see what is the percentage overall change. Or if you use the formula, both of them are decreased. So it becomes minus x minus y. Then is it plus or minus? The product will be plus or minus. What do you think?
Plus.
It should be plus, because minus into minus will give you plus xy by 100. So this is the formula for the effective change. So this formula is applicable for two changes, okay? Only for two changes. So this becomes minus 10 minus 20 plus 10 into 20 by 100. So this is equal to minus 30. Simplify this part. This is equal to plus 2. That is equal to minus 28%. That means minus means it decreased 28%. Decrease would be the right answer. So all of you, is it clear? This is very important. Successive increase and decrease. Now we have a few questions to solve. Is it clear for you all? Any doubts? Anyone of you? So this is the formula you can remember. You can take a screenshot. Decrease means it should be minus minus. Increase, it will be plus. Okay. Try this out. It's also a previous year question paper. So let's see how many of you can solve this question now in less than a minute. So very good job. I can see most of you getting the answer. So any more answers? So we know that area is equal to length into width. Correct? Length is increased by 40%. Width is decreased by 20%. What's the overall change? So what's the overall change you're gonna get? 40 increase 20 degrees. So it becomes plus 40 minus 20 minus 40 into 20 by 100. Correct? So it becomes, this is equal to minus 8. So 20 minus 8, your answer is 12% increase would be the correct answer. Option B is actually the right answer. All of you, is it clear? So this shortcuts can help you out in many ways. So in case if you are not able to apply the shortcut, there is always, you can plug in values. Okay. I hope, are you clear with the shortcut? How you can apply the formula here? Please type yes if you are clear with that part. Okay. In case in some questions, if you are not at all comfortable with that also, you can plug in values. So we know that A is equal to length into width. Correct? So I'm assuming values here. Okay. I'm assuming, let's say L is equal to 10. A value such that you can easily find 40%. That's it. So it could be 10 or 100. It's up to you. Okay. Width, I'm also assuming, let's say I'm assuming 10 also, it's fine. Or 100 also, it's fine. It's up to you. So this is the initial value. So the initial area is equal to 10 into 10. 100 is the initial area. The new change, what's happening? Length is increased by 10. So what will be the new length? Can you comment on the chat box? What would be the new length? What is 40% of 10? 4. 14 is a new length, right? Increase by 4. What would be the new width? All of you, please comment. What is the new width? Others, it decreased by 20%. What is 20% of 10? 2 is a value, right? Decreased by 2, that becomes 8 is a new width. So what is the new area? So new area is 14 into 8. So 10, 8s are how much? 80. 4 into 8, 32. It becomes 112. This is the new area. That means from 100, it got increased to 112. What's the percentage increase? 12% increase. Am I right or not? This also, it's another approach you can use in most of the percentage questions. Okay, plug in values. Your value, assume that length is 10, width is 10. How do you find the new length, new area? You're comparing it. You know how to do it, right? All of you good? Okay, this is another simple question. I'm just giving you 1 minute so that I just want you guys to be very comfortable with the successive increase part. So all of you is clear, right? So present population was 8,000. So 8,000 into increased by 10%, that becomes 110 by 100. This is the population after 1 year. After that also it increased by 20%. So into 120 by 100. So if you solve it, you will easily get the answer. Do you guys agree or not? So simplify the zeros here. Right. So 11 into 12 is 132. 132 into 80 will be the answers. That is equal to 6. 1 that is equal to 5 to 10500. This is the right answer. This is one way of doing it. See, whichever you are comfortable, you can do it. This is one way, formula wise, you can do it. Increase by 10%, 110 by 100, increase by 20, so 120 by 100. Or you can take, okay, 8,000. First year, what's happening? Increase by 10%. What is 10% of 8,000? 800. So it becomes 8,800. Then what happens? Again, it got increased by 20%. What is 20%? 10% is 880. Correct? So 880 into 2 will give you 20%. That is going to be 1760. Because 800 into 2 is 1600, 80 into 2 is 160, 17600. You can add to it. So it becomes 6051. That is 10. Same answer you get. That's one way you can do it. Or you can say that instead of increasing it by 10% and 20%, you remember it's 10 plus 20 plus 10 into 20 by 100. That is equal to 32% increase, right? So I can say that it answer will be 132% of 8,000. Directly you can do. This is also right. So whichever way you are comfortable with, you can approach it. Okay, this is another question for you. It's also a previous year question on CSAT. It's a very good question. So I'm just giving you guys a minute time to solve it. So understand what is the difference in 1, 2, and 3. What's the difference there? Think through. So Akhil, can you tell me why you choose option C? Akhil, are you there? Okay. So we all of you remember we have discussed a case where in successive changes the order doesn't matter, right? So here it's the same. Service tax of 10% is nothing but you are increasing it. You are adding 10, you are paying 10% extra. Correct. So let's say the amount is X. Amount is X. First is saying that you are getting a discount of 10%. That means 90% of X. The value becomes 90% of X. Again, you are getting a discount of 20%, becomes what? 80% of whatever value here you are getting. Then you pay a service tax. That means you are paying 10% extra on top of it. That is 110% of it. So this is what actually happening in first one. What about second? Second, the order changes, but same, right? Discount of 20% means what? 80% of X. Then you get a discount of 10%, you multiply by 90 by 100. Then you pay service tax, it's going to be 110 by 100. Third one also, you say that pay the tax first. So you are paying 110% of X. X becomes 110%. Then you are getting a successive discount, right? That means you are getting a discount of 20%. On top of it, you are getting a 20% discount. So 80 by 100. Then you are getting 10% discount on this. That is equal to 90 by 100. So only thing is that the order is matters, right? See, for example, 1 into 2 into 3 is same as 2 into 1 into 3 or same as 3 into 1 into 2, right? It doesn't matter. The order change there doesn't matter. The final value is going to be the same. So your answer is option D would be the correct answer in this case. So all of you is clear why it is option D? So as a homework, you can plug in some values, okay? Again, you can try value like 100 and see whether you are getting the same answer or not. So as a homework, you plug in with 100 and take a successive discount, 10% decrease it, 20% decrease it, add 10% to it. Then take the second one and third one, see whether you are getting the same answer or not. So all of you, is it clear what it is saying? Any doubts on this one? All of you, is it clear? Srishti, is it clear for you? Okay. So let's solve some questions. Tries out. We can solve 2 more questions and we can, next class we will do first profit loss, compound interest and simple. It's kind of an application. Okay. So today we'll do 2 more questions on this. So all of you try to apply the concept we learned in the class and try to apply in the questions here. Any more answers on this? So I would say I will give you some clues here. Those who are stuck, see, plug in values here. Since you are dealing with percentage, assume that total number of people are 100. Now calculate it one more time. Those who are not getting the answer, I'm just giving you a clue. So instead of using the variable, plug in 100 here. So total people are 100. Then use the data correspondingly and try to get the answer here. So any more answers? So let's try it out. All of you, those who didn't get the answer, listen here carefully. A group of persons, 70% of the persons are male. So out of 100, I'm assuming 100, 70% is male. So I can say the male is nothing but 70. 70% of 100 is 70. So that means remaining female would be how much? Remaining would be female, right? 30 would be female. If 2/7 and it's given 30% of the persons are married. So out of this, I can say married 30% are married. So it's 30 are married. 100, 30% of 100 is 30. And it's given that 2/7 of the male are married. That means out of 700, 2/7. 2/7 means what? 2 by 7 of 70 are married. That is nothing but 20 males are married. So I can say that this out of 30, 20 would be males. So remaining females would be how much? 10 females are there. So my question, what fraction of the females are single? So out of total 30 females are there. Out of 30, 10 of them are married. So I can say that 20 are single out of 30. So your answer is 2 by 3 would be the correct answer. See how easy it is if you assume value or plug in 100 as the base value. It's very easy for you to calculate it. So all of you, is it clear on this part? Okay. One more simple question. It's also a previous year question. So I'm giving you guys 1 minute time. This would be the last question. Just 1 minute. Try to get the answer immediately. So very good job. I can see that most of you are getting the answer. So it's all about how you understand the question here, right? A student has to get 40% of mark to pass. So pass mark is nothing but pass mark is equal to 40% of total marks. Correct? And it's given that he gets 30 marks, but still he failed by 30. That means, can I say the pass mark is nothing but 60 is the pass mark? Clear? This is the understanding that you should get. He gets 30 marks, but fail by 30 means 60 is your pass mark. So 40% of the total marks is 60. And you need to find the maximum of the total mark. So clearly you can say that what is 80% of the total mark? What is the 80% of the total mark is 120, right? Into 2, you get 80. Here also you into 2, 120. So clearly 120 won't be your answer. And it's slightly more than 120. So option C would be the right answer. Or you can calculate it, okay? So total mark is equal to 60 into 100 by 40. This will give the answer. So I'm saying this is a shortcut that you can apply always, okay? 40% if you know 80 would be into 2. So you can try to manipulate the numbers and come to the answer easily. So we can simplify here further. This is nothing but 15. So 15 into 10, 150 would be the total mark. Option C is the final answer. So all of you, is it clear? So I think it's time to wind up today's session. So today we discussed all the basic concept that you need in percentages. Percentage increase, decrease, less, more. We solved many questions based on previous year's question paper also. So any doubts, anything on today's session? I hope you got some more information or knowledge today from today's session. So next week we'll be doing application of this percentage chapter. That means profit, loss, and compound interest, simple interest. We'll be covering those chapters in the next session. So that's it. So any doubts, anything else, any feedback, let me know. So I think it's time to wind up then. So thank you so much, all of you, for your time. And have a great week ahead. Thank you, Priscilla, Akhil, Srishti. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Deepshika, Steve. Thank you so much. Nandu, thank you so much. Thank you, Ria. Lot of tricks are coming in the way. No worries. Okay, we'll solve more questions in the next class. Renu, thank you so much. So I think that's it. So have a great week ahead. See you in the next class. So before the next session, I want you to revise it. Okay, the percentage concept what we learned today, revise it before the next class because you will be using the same. Good. So thank you all. So I'm signing off. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.